London's Heathrow Airport has been hit by a major power outage and has shut completely until midnight on Friday. The airport says a fire at a nearby electrical substation caused the power cut. Fire crews have all but put the fire out now, and authorities say there's no evidence of foul play. Hundreds of planes sit idle at the airport after more than 100 were diverted in the air at the time of the power emergency. Heathrow is one of the busiest airports in the world. It is the busiest international airport, and the knock-on effects are expected to hit hundreds of thousands of travelers. Well, for more on the Heathrow shutdown, I'm joined now by our correspondent, Birgit Maas. Birgit, what's the latest you're hearing about this Heathrow closure?
Well, where I am is just outside Heathrow Airport, and it's actually eerily quiet. So Heathrow is just behind me, and normally you would have a plane take off like almost every second. So it's the busiest airport in Europe. You have 220,000 passengers at capacity every day here, and it's like a mini city. Like 76,000 people are working here, but at the moment there is complete standstill. When we were approaching the airport, there were some passengers still with luggage trying to catch a bus and trying to go away. They were all turned away because authorities are urging people not to come to the airport. There are no planes at all landing or taking off for the whole of the day. And as you said, Terry, it's going to be a lot of travel chaos, not just now, not for these passengers who have been diverted now, but it's going to continue in the next, well, definitely for the rest of the day, but also in the next days, because no planes at this busiest airport in Europe, no connections. So people really have to fend for themselves in a way to find a way into the UK or out of the UK.
Now, London does have 3 other airports, albeit smaller ones. Can they absorb at least some of the traffic diverted from Heathrow, Birgit?
I think it's more of a drop in the ocean, Terry. We know that there are some so-called rescue flights. Ryanair has announced that they were trying to rescue people and put on additional flights, and we assume they will be to the other London airports. But it's just too busy, and we know that people have been diverted all over Europe, really. Flights have had to turn back mid-air. We heard from a flight that took off in Delhi and around in the middle of the flight had to turn back and go back to Delhi just because in and around London it's just too busy. So they cannot absorb nearly enough passengers and planes as really they needed to be in order to just avert the biggest chaos. But as it is, yeah, it's a massive travel chaos in the heart of Europe, really.
This is hugely disruptive, as you've just described, and not just in London. It affects travel all over Europe and probably beyond. Do we know what led to this, Birgit? I mean, we know there's been a fire, but what caused it, and why was there no backup?
That's a really good question, Terry. So this power station, which is about 6 kilometers up the road from where I am, there was a fire that broke out last night. And Heathrow basically is powered by that power station, and the authorities thought there was just too much of a risk to run the airport without this power station nearby. Now, we don't know what caused the fire. We had the Energy Secretary at Miliband this morning saying it was unprecedented. A spokeswoman for the National Grid, which is responsible for electricity supply in the UK, also said she cannot think of any incident that has been similar to this one, and that there will be a thorough investigation needed. So this is what's going to happen now, and we will have to wait what really caused the fire. But a massive fire. There were people had to be evacuated. The fire brigade still advises people in the neighborhood to keep their windows shut because of smoke. I can't see any smoke right now from where I am, but they are advising for residents in the area just to stay indoors and stay safe, really.
Birgit, thank you very much for that update. That was our correspondent Birgit Maas near Heathrow Airport.